You're not weak. You're not crazy. You're not too much. You're addicted. And the terrifying part is, nobody chose this. Not even them. Most people who love an avoidant describe the same experience. One day, they're warm, present, real. You feel seen in a way you've never felt before. And then, without warning, they disappear. Not physically, emotionally. The texts slow down. The warmth vanishes. The person who made you feel everything suddenly makes you feel nothing. And you spend days, sometimes weeks, trying to figure out what you did wrong. Then they come back. And when they do, it feels like oxygen after drowning. Most people call this a communication problem, a compatibility issue, bad timing. But psychology has a different name for it. It's called intermittent reinforcement. And it is one of the most powerful addiction mechanisms the human brain has ever been exposed to. Here's what's actually happening inside your brain. When someone gives you consistent warmth and connection, your brain releases dopamine, the chemical responsible for reward, motivation, and pleasure. It feels good, but predictable. The same way food tastes good, but you don't obsess over it. Now here's where it gets dangerous. Neuroscientists studying reward systems discovered something that changed everything we thought we knew about addiction. The brain releases more dopamine in response to unpredictable rewards than consistent ones, not less, more. This is called variable reward scheduling, and it's the same neurological mechanism behind slot machines, gambling addiction, and social media scrolling. The unpredictability doesn't reduce the craving. It amplifies it. So when an avoidant pulls away and then comes back, your brain doesn't register this as confusion. It registers it as a jackpot. Every return floods the reward system. Every moment of warmth feels more intense than it would in a stable relationship because your nervous system has been waiting for it. And that waiting, that desperate, exhausting waiting, is not weakness. It's your brain doing exactly what brains are designed to do: chase the reward that might be coming. Here's the part most people never consider. The avoidant isn't running a strategy. They're running a survival program. Avoidant attachment forms early, usually in childhood, when emotional closeness became associated with disappointment, engulfment, or loss of self. The nervous system learned one brutal rule: intimacy is dangerous. So when connection gets real, when you get close enough to matter, their system activates. Not out of cruelty, out of threat detection. The same amygdala response that fires when you're physically in danger fires when an avoidant feels emotionally cornered, and so they pull back, create distance, go cold. Not because they stopped caring, because caring started to feel like danger. And here's the cruel irony. The moment they pull away, your anxiety activates. You pursue harder. You reach out more. You try to fix the distance, which feels like pressure to them. So they pull back further. And that cycle, your pursuit, their withdrawal, their return, your relief, that loop gets repeated so many times it becomes neurologically encoded. Your brain starts predicting the cycle, waiting for the drop, bracing for the withdrawal before it even arrives. Psychologists call this Anticipatory anxiety. And once it takes hold, you're not just reacting to what they do. You're living inside the anticipation of what they might do. That is exhausting in a way most people around you will never understand. There comes a point in loving an avoidant where something shifts. You stop asking for consistency. You stop expecting warmth, and instead, you become an expert at reading them. You learn their patterns. The tone that means withdrawal is coming. The silence that means they need space. The specific way they text when they're about to disappear. And you adapt to all of it. You shrink. You self-edit. You monitor your own emotions before expressing them because you've learned that too much of your realness triggers their shutdown. Most people think this is love. Psychology calls it trauma bonding. Trauma bonding occurs when cycles of emotional pain followed by relief create deep psychological attachment. Researchers found that the same neural pathways involved in fear and reward become entangled. The person causing the pain becomes the person your brain associates with relief from that pain. In biological terms, they become your drug, and your drug is also your dealer. And that combination makes the bond almost impossible to break through willpower alone. Because this isn't a decision your prefrontal cortex is making. It's a survival response. Deep biological and older than rational thought. People on the outside don't understand. They say, just leave. You deserve better. Why do you keep going back? And you already know all of that. The problem isn't information. The problem is neurology. Studies on attachment and withdrawal show that ending a traumatic bond activates the same brain regions as withdrawal from substance addiction. The anterior cingulate cortex, the region linked to both physical pain and social rejection, becomes hyperactive. The body experiences the separation as genuine physical distress. This is why leaving someone who consistently hurts you can feel worse than staying. Not because you're irrational, because your nervous system is responding to perceived survival threat. And here is the part nobody tells you. The more you tried to fix the relationship, the more emotional energy you invested, the stronger the bond became. Not weaker. Psychologists call this the sunk cost of emotional labor. The more you sacrifice for a connection, the more your brain assigns it value. So the relationship that cost you the most peace becomes the hardest to walk away from. That is not a personal failure. That is your nervous system trying to protect an investment it cannot afford to believe was meaningless. Here's the truth. Most videos in this space never say. The intensity you feel for this person is not evidence that they are right for you. It is evidence that your nervous system found something familiar. The push and pull, the uncertainty, the moments of warmth followed by emotional cold. For many people who love avoidance, that pattern didn't start with this relationship. It started in childhood. Research on attachment theory consistently shows that adults unconsciously recreate the emotional dynamics they learned earliest, not because they want to suffer. Because the familiar feels like home, even when home was never fully safe. This is why healing from an avoidant relationship is rarely just about that one person. It's about the pattern that made that person feel like the only person. You were never weak for staying. You were never pathetic for going back. You were never too much for wanting consistency. You were someone whose nervous system found a cycle it recognized and held on with everything it had. But here is what your biology never tells you. Recognition is not the same as belonging. Intensity is not the same as safety. And an addiction, no matter how real it feels, is not the same as love. The difference between those two things is the most important work you will ever do.